Hey everyone, this is specifically for people that are still trying to play around with bolt.new. If you're completely new to the whole no coding space and you have no experience with coding, you're talking to someone like me and you really want to get better at deploying apps or just even knowing how to build apps just through prompts, this is the video for you. I suggest you go on bolt.new. They've got a free subscription. They've also got a paid subscription for $9 US, which I'm on, but you can get pretty far with the free one. And the thing that people are looking for when they want to step their foot into no code is to deploy apps. But let me tell you what everyone else isn't telling you. It's more than just putting in prompts and learning how to get better at prompting to deploy apps to get paid. That's my journey. I want to get paid. But the whole process after doing this for a couple of months is getting good at prompts and understanding some type of code to know where you are. So the whole idea of AI making you become a coder essentially because you don't need to know code, that's pretty much getting me into the game and getting my foot into the start of the game. But people who have already been coding for 10 years, they've 10x their speed and they've 10x their ability to produce. The one thing that helps level the playing field is everyone that is in this field is trying to work out marketing and redistribution. Okay, what do those two mean? Marketing is where you're going to find the people that want to buy. So to understand this is to understand what kind of app you want to develop. And to know what app you want to develop, there's a couple of things you want to do. You want to find what's already working and then just make a version of it cheaper or faster. Or two, address a problem in your life. So honestly, people want more friends and people are suffering loneliness because they're working super hard or they can't connect. So I've developed this app. Well, essentially, I just wrote, I want to make a web app with Next.js to help people find friends. And then the cool thing about Bolt is you can prompt enhance. So I clicked prompt enhance and it generated this prompt, which was way better than what I could do. Super user friendly, and then it would just provide me with a high level design and overview. So that's the prompting side sorted. It will generate a pretty decent MVP, which is essentially a draft or a basic outline of what it is. But people aren't going to buy it because you have no source of redistribution. This is what I mean by redistribution. How are people going to find you and how are people going to have a, a Stripe link to pay you? That's the hard part. But the reason why that's the hard part, it's why it's still a level playing field. Because if you can provide value through organic means, so pick a social media platform. I'm doing it for YouTube, and I'm just documenting my journey about apps that will help me. Because I feel like if apps help me, they can help anyone. And then once they start helping anyone, then you can start considering marketing and redistribution. But if you're completely brand new to this, like myself, it's only been a month, you just got to keep playing around. And the mindset that that you got to have, or that I'm having, is that every single day you're failing more than you're succeeding. Because the past 2 to 3 weeks, I've been feeling super angry and stressed and frustrated that the AI can't one prompt fix everything for me. And it's because I don't understand code. And I feel like once I understand more code, things are going to be a bit more smooth sailing. Because when you're starting this out, you're going to realize that the AI needs more and more context. And what that means is your prompts are not good enough. And what I mean by not good enough, they're not specific enough. So the more you write, that's probably a good way to start off. But then the more you write, you want to be a bit more specific after that. So one thing I've started doing this week is I've been writing way more, essentially just writing like a story about what I want, and then the AI will will have a better understanding of it instead of I want an app that helps motivation. Everyone's writing that, and you can't separate yourself from everybody else. So that being said, I'm going to show you my workflow. Bolt.new, it's essentially like what V0 was last month. V0, if anyone doesn't know, was a front end Vercel UI chain to help you make the front end and a basic idea. Also, Repl Agent did the same thing, but it wasn't as comprehensive as bolt.new. You were only limited to I think vanilla.js and a couple of stacks. So the cool thing about Bolt is you can use whatever stack you want. And I'm sticking with Next.js, but there's a whole bunch of stacks here to work on. So without further ado, let's see what this produces. We'll let that load. I haven't done this before, but this is more just to show you my workflow as a complete beginner. So if I look back into if I had this 2 months ago, I would probably still be suffering the same problem after problem. I'll be just prompting without even thinking and analyzing. So one thing I've started to realize in the last 2 months about my journey with no code is that you have to read. You have to read and understand what's going on because you have to treat the AI as if you were a team, okay? And from a mindset point of view and a psychological point of view, there's two mindsets. You're either a cyborg, which means that you're integrating with technology. And let's be honest, we're all, in a sense, cyborgs because we use iPhones and you got to question who is controlling who was the slave and who is the master. And the whole idea is either symbiotic or you stay the master. Otherwise, we're all NPCs, aren't we? Controlled by technology, the internet, and AI. And look, we've got a problem. And the cool thing about Bolt, I'd like to think you can fix the problems. But funnily enough, we don't get this. Normally, I get like a fix the problem, but we'll see what this says. I feel like it's because it's quite a complicated app. So we'll see what happens. Again, you got to read. I feel like it's because it's using really complicated applications for authentication, which might be why it's causing these types of problems. But let's see. Oh, it doesn't look like it. TypeScript, Tailwind, Lucid. Okay. To fully. Okay. Let's just say I've got this error on my preview screen. If you can't fix it, please. Again, I'm just going freestyle because I was planning about doing like a simple video just to show you my workflow, but I've got something else further up just to show you what I'm doing in the past just to help with the workflow of all things. So again, it just fixes it. No code knowledge application at this point. If you're a beginner, just talk to the AI as if you're talking to some awesome developer saying that this is the error, can you help me fix it? I can't see the preview. Simple. And again, still providing errors. This is funny because I make videos on the fly, and the cool thing, oh, I don't know if it's a cool thing, but things don't go according to plan. Dude, I wanted that, but I want everyone saw that, but this is the problem that I run with, and I want to let you guys know if you're a beginner, don't let this deter you. This is going to happen every single day, and it's your job. If you want to take this journey, is to be a problem solver. There's no quick fixes in this. You just have to keep slogging on because this is a whole entire uh, aspect of a skill that you need to develop. And what you have in your head isn't a reflection of your expectations. it's your job to problem solve. And the better you get good at problem solving, the better you become, the quicker you become a really good no code web app developer. And that's how fast you go. You just stay with a problem and you keep solving it. And look, this looks pretty. Again, look, I will show you completely what I do. I would get frustrated right now, which I'm pretty annoyed at the moment because I'm like, this is not what I want. But let's see what it says. I've simplified the app to its bare essentials. This should help us identify. Okay. Reduce, and let's be honest, I could be completely doing something difficult because I'm guessing if you want to make a web app to include consent, a map to find people, I feel like maybe that's where bolt.new has its limitations. But let's just do one more prompt. I do want to show you my workflow because this was more just a test just to see how powerful bolt.new is. But maybe we're not at that stage yet. Maybe it's got this. That looked cool. But at this stage, I've just been doing some basic stuff as well just to see what I can do. But this looks pretty cool. Let's see what happens. Let's go fill. I'm 32. Let's say I'm interested in gymming. Update profile. Okay. Show friend suggestions. Wow. That looks actually pretty cool. I don't know how to sort this out. I actually might save this. This doesn't look too bad. So this is what I would do. You can also do this on the free version. So you click open in Stack Blitz. If you if you've been playing around with cursor, you'd have a similar vibe in terms of what it looks like with the terminal at the bottom, the code in the middle, the folder structure on the left hand side, and then it gives you a preview on the right. Okay, so for me, this is not what I'm used to. So I'm still yet to understand how this works. I don't know if they've got cursor tab. No, they don't have cursor tab, which means that it doesn't autocorrect. So this is where I finish with Bolt. I go create a repo, and for those that don't know or are stuck or what a repo means, go on YouTube, free value. This is what I mean by problem solving. Really understand how to do this. Essentially, GitHub is a place where you can save your project or have checkpoints. If you ever played games and you make it to one point of a game and you want to save, you click save or you hit a checkpoint. So everything you do in the future, if you make mistakes, you come back to the checkpoint or you come back to the save point. So here, this is just a basic MVP project template, and I'm going to call it friend app. Okay, with the free version, it has to be public. But when you're paying $9 USD, which I am, you can create a private one. And the difference is people can see your public repo, but there's a way to I'm recording. So I'm recording, so I won't save it just yet, but essentially that's how you would create it. But we won't go to that in this video. If you guys are keen, I can show you on another video on the difference between public and private. So that's the workflow that I've been doing. And essentially I'll pop it up into cursor. So from here, you would open cursor, you go on terminal, and you'll be git clone and you paste the URL and it'll just punch all that in. And that's essentially the workflow that I've been doing with Bolt into cursor. So one thing that I've started to figure out as well is that when you're doing these web apps, this is a different web app that I've been working on, is that you want a login homepage. So another thing to think about is to consider what the user experience is like. And you don't just go into an app straight away. There's always like some kind of authentication, login, homepage, hero page where you're like, oh, this is what it's about. We're blocking you because it's because you either pay for it or we have to get access to your email and we want to collect emails. And that's what you should be thinking about. Just think about all the apps that you've been using and what are the steps and processes before you get into the app. So for me, I learned about how to sort out a homepage. And look, this is an interesting video because I'm just showing you a lot of mistakes that I've been struggling with, I guess, because that's pretty much my life at the moment when I'm learning cursor, because these are things that I'm faced with every single day to try to figure this out. So I'll tell you what's going on. I try to apply an authentication straight away. So I can't really show you, but if when you're doing authentication, clerk is how you would authenticate, meaning it would provide you with a link to sign up with your Gmail, and then you get access to the app. So I've just been playing around with that. So this video is going for a bit too long. I just wanted to summarize all the mistakes that are going on and what you should be expecting when you're learning no code. It's not as easy as you think it is. Sure, you can keep watching some YouTube videos, but I feel like what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to actually show you what real world life examples are about when you're trying to make an app. Sure, AI does a big chunk of it, but you have to come in with your personality and your ability to problem solve to get shit done. And for me, I'm still trying to figure it out. But I just want to leave that at that. And my videos are more just being way more authentic and showing you problems about things that you come up with. And as you've seen, what I said earlier in the video didn't lead to what happened at the end. And it was only 17 minutes. I spent at least 2 hours trying to figure this stuff out, and I don't even get that far. But that's what you should be expecting when you want to jump into this world of learning no code. And I'm 2 months in, and I still know nothing. And my background is not, I don't have no coding experience. So just keep grinding. One thing is I'm just going to play around with some Discord communities because I feel like that's going to help as well. So if you can jump onto any Discord communities, bolt.new has a Discord community. Jump onto that, and I'll see you next time. Peace.